Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Comic Hall. This is Dylan Lang, the host, and it is June 15th, 2018. These are comics that came out on Wednesday, June 13th, which is 7 days, was 7 days for my birthday. It is now 5 days for my birthday. My birthday will be on New Comic Book Day next week, so that's awesome. It is the last day of school. That is why I'm coming to you bright and early. But early for me, it's only about 3:30 here in Maryland. My kids are done school for the summer. They go to camp on Monday, but it was my daughter's last day of elementary school, so she's done that, and now she's going to middle school. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about comics. And I've been continuing to reduce my comic consumption. So there's a lot of books I didn't get that came out this week that I normally would have. I think Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps came out this week. I didn't buy that because I've been reading it, and there have been a few others I can't think of off the top of my head that I haven't been buying, that I didn't buy this week that I usually have. Some of the Aftershock books, which I haven't really been reading too much of. So I had to cut down a lot, and it's still not good enough, but there was just too much stuff I wanted to get this week, and I got to start reducing that a little bit. Plus, a new trade came out, but since Father's Day is on Sunday, my birthday is next Wednesday, I figured I'd treat myself to an early Father's Day / birthday present, and I'll get to that in a second. It did come out this week, so it's part of the Comic Hall. So, as always, start with DC. First up, we have issue number 1 of the Plastic Man miniseries, written by Gail Simone, who has been on fire lately. Writing everything she's been writing has been golden. And we've got another Gail Simone coming up real shortly. And Adriana Mello is doing the art for this, but it is sort of a reimagining of Plastic Man in the current DC Rebirth era. And with Gail Simone writing them, that's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see what that's all about. And Adriana Mello's artwork is amazing, so keep that up. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. Definitely going to read this probably this weekend for Father's Day. Definitely be worth it. Next up is DC does variants. They usually do a regular cover and then they do a variant cover, and sometimes I like to get the variant covers instead of the regular covers. Recently, they've taken off all the titling and all that stuff and just show you the cover so you know it's a variant as opposed to the regular book. I guess that's okay, but I kind of wish they would do that because this is Hawkman number 1, Stefan Sejic cover, variant cover. I had to get the Stefan Sejic one because I love his stuff. But, you know, it's right down here, way down here, Hawkman number 1 by Robert Venditti and Brian Hitch. And Andrew Curie has helped ink along with Brian Hitch. But Brian Hitch has been one of those guys that used to think that he couldn't do a monthly book, but then he did a monthly book, so maybe he's getting better at that, so we'll see what happens. But Hawkman is basically like Raiders of the Lost, is like Indiana Jones, but as a superhero. And so you get lots of aliens and archaeology and stuff like that, so it should be cool. And I just love the Stefan Sejic cover, so I had to pick up that one. So Hawkman number 1's out this week as well. So you have Plastic Man number 1, you have Hawkman number 1. Also, variant cover-wise, we have Red Hood and the Outlaws number 23, which I love this cover. That's why I wanted to pick it up. I just think it's awesome. So I had to pick it up. It's penguins. I thought they were all gravestones. Wow, look at that. I just noticed it. I thought they were gravestones, but they're penguins, actually. But still, it's a good cover. It's written by Scott Lobdell with art by Trevor Hairsine and inks by Ryan Wynn. So this has been a surprisingly good book, and I think this one digs a little deeper into Jason Todd's life, and it seems like I think that this is going to reveal that Jason Todd had a brother, I think, named Willis. So we will see if that's going to be playing a part down the line. But this appears to be like a one and done behind the scenes type of thing. So, but this is just a really cool cover. I like the variant cover of that one. My next variant cover, because it was really the only one I had left, but I still like it though. Mr. Miracle number 9, Tom King and Mitch Gerards. This has been an amazing book, and we're getting close to the end. This is issue 9. It's going to go only 12 issues, so 10, 11, 12, 3 more to go. But every issue is these 9-panel things, and it's kind of crazy, but it's starting to level out and make a little bit more sense now. And Big Barda is immensely sexy in this, and the character of Mr. Miracle is fantastic. And Tom King is killing it with his writing, so loving it. Next up, we have Flash number 48, continuing Flash War. This is one of the books I was going to start maybe thinking about getting rid of, but it's Flash War is important, so I'm going to pick up and continue on it. Then we'll see after Flash War what happens. Josh Williamson writer, Howard Porter artist, so you get a little bit of be focusing on Wally West trying to change the past to get his kids back and his wife to remember him. And Barry wants to stop him because he thinks it's a trap. So, you know, that's where the Flash War comes in. So we'll find out for sure what happens. Next up, we have continuing the Prelude to the Wedding. This is part 3, Prelude to the Wedding. It's Batgirl versus the Riddler. I guess Tim Seeley's writing all these books because he's written the other 2. This one is written by Tim Seeley with art by Minkyu Jung and inks by Jose Marzan Jr. So you get Batgirl and you get Riddler, and you continue the Prelude to the Wedding storyline, which has been interesting to say the least. We'll get more info on the wedding next week when Batman 49 comes out and Red Hood Prelude to the Wedding comes out when he's with Anarchy. So Man of Steel number 3, again, not as enticing as I thought. I think, and maybe it's because everybody's pushing how great Brian Michael Bendis is, but the story's just been meh for me. This is written by Brian Michael Bendis with art by Ryan Sook and Jason Fabak and Wade Van Grabadger inks. So you get some nice looking artwork. But the story itself has just been kind of meh. But still, yes, I'm good on that. That's it for DC. For Marvel, this was a number 0 issue, at least the number 1 that came out. It's a free issue. I don't remember if it came out during Free Comic Book Day or whatever. I just don't remember seeing it. But when I read the books that were coming out this week, I thought my daughter would absolutely love this book. And I saw they had a free one, number 0, so I figured I'd get it as well. Marvel Rising, number 0. And Marvel Rising Alpha number 1. I don't know when Marvel Rising 0 came out. I think it came out for Free Comic Book Day, but I'm not 100% certain. But it is it's a new series that's going to have, or just a mini storyline to expand, I guess, Next Generation. It has Squirrel Girl team up with Miss Marvel. It's the part 0 is written by Devin Grayson with art by Marco Filia. So, and there's something to do with coding, which my daughter loves coding. She loves Squirrel Girl. I'm trying to get her to like Miss Marvel, so we'll see what happens. And then there's some other stuff as well discussing it. There's even a short story in there. So, did I show some of the artwork? Yeah, I did. All right. And then Marvel Rising number 1 Alpha. This is the book you have to pay for. It's written by Devin Grayson with art by Georges Duarte. So you're going to have a little bit of Captain Marvel in there and some other, and Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl and America and a bunch of other characters. So it should be a different take on things, an interesting thing to see. It's going to continue for a while. I think they have the schedule in the back here. Adventure will continue in part 2, which is the Squirrel Girl Miss Marvel number 1 on sale July 4th. Then part 3 is Miss Marvel Squirrel Girl number 1, so just flipped them, is on sale on August 1st. And then Marvel Rising Omega number 1 comes out on sale on September 5th. So I think it's perfect for my daughter, and I'll get the tour. Speaking of my daughter, she loves Squirrel Girl, so new Squirrel Girl came out this week too, number 33. Written by Ryan North, art by Derek Charm, who's the new artist on it. And she still likes the artwork, even though it's not the typical artist, and she still likes the story. So my daughter's happy, so am I've got my wife hooked on this, but speaking of Gail Simone, Domino #3, this has been an amazing series as well. I've really, really enjoyed this, and the Greg Land covers are great, and the interior artwork by David Baldion is pretty nice as well. So this is a little bit background on Domino, and the series has been great. So Gail Simone is writing another really, really good book. That's why I was telling you she's been on fire lately. So that is really good. Exiles #4, written by Saladin Ahmed with art by Javier Rodriguez and Alvaro Lopez. Exiles is always one of my favorite series, and this just gets you a taste of it, where they go, to different dimensions and deal with stuff and get to do characters differently than they normally would. So, and then jump to the next dimension. It's like Sliders, but in the Marvel Universe. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man #305, continuing the Chip Zdarsky story, where Peter Parker discovers he has a sister, for reals, with art by Adam Kubert. This book has actually been doing a lot of changes, with actually making his sister be his true sister and not some figment of his imagination, and also having J. Jonah Jameson know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man and be okay with it, in fact, that they're working together. This is, I think, finishing up the storyline where there's multiple Spider-Mans from different dimensions in here. So there's that as well. That's it for Marvel. From Independence, this is what I was talking about with Netflix, comics, and chill. The Magic Order #1 is the first in the. Let me step back a little bit. Mark Millar, who wrote Kick-Ass and Hit Girl and a bunch of other books as well. Reborn, which is the most recent one I really, really liked. He made a deal with Netflix that they would produce, at the time we thought they're going to just put the books he already has out, and then maybe new stuff that would be done directly to Netflix. But then we learned that they're actually going to be joining forces with Netflix to do comics. So Netflix is a major sponsor of the comics. In fact, their first appearance together was at Halloween, when they were giving out the free Halloween books. Netflix sponsored the Halloween thing. But this is written by Mark Millar with Aller Coppel. Now, this does have some sexual situations and nudity and violence. So it's I can't show you the first couple pages, but it's beautiful artwork by Aller Coppel. It's magic, and you can't beat that. But yeah, there's full frontal male nudity in this one. There's sex in it. There's giant creatures and violence, and we'll see what happens. And I actually just like this last page. I think it's really, really cool. So this is a mini series, but which may eventually become a TV series. I don't know, but right now Netflix is sponsoring it through Millar World, and it's coming out through Image. So that's the black and white cover. All the other covers were taken except for that one. Animosity Evolution #6. I like Aftershock, but I need to start cutting back because I really haven't been reading them as much. But I have been reading Animosity, and I really, really enjoy it. This is written by Marguerite Bennett with art by Eric Gapster. Basic premise. This is the prequel to the Animosity series. This is animals have become sentient, able to talk and think and act and stuff like that, and now they're taking over the world. And that's what the Animosity comic is about. What happens like 10, 20 years after that. Here, or 5 years after that. This one is the prequel about what happened immediately after the changeover happened. Finally, I probably wouldn't have bought this normally, but I'd already gotten all the issues except for this one. This is the last one, but 30 Days of Night #6, wrapping up the miniseries. I had to wrap it up. It's the last issue. So Steve Niles, Peter Kowalski is Steve Niles' remake of 30 Days of Night, which is a great premise, by the way. City in Alaska, which doesn't see sunlight for 30 days. Vampires decide to take it over. Gory, dark. That's it for comics. From the trade version, I had to pick this up. So this is my early birthday, Father's Day gift. This is Hellboy, The Complete Short Stories, Volume 1. I'm a huge Hellboy fan. I love Mike Mignola stuff, and I probably have most of these short stories. But this collects all the short stories together because a lot of them were spread out over various different comics. So they're by Mike Mignola with Richard Corbin, Duncan Fagardo, Mike McMahon, Fabio Moon, Gabriel Ba, Dave Stewart, Matt Hollingsworth, James Sinclair, Clem Robbins, and Pat Brousseau. So you get some of Mignola's stuff, but then you get some other people's stuff. Here's some Mignola stuff, which is gorgeous. And then you get some Corbin stuff, which is fun. And then you get some of the, a lot of Corbin stuff. A lot of Corbin stuff. Huh. So just, you know, so I like the short stories, and so now I get a chance to reread them all. And there might be some in here that I might not have read either. So consist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 stories. Mignola, Corbin, Gabriel Ba, Fabio Moon, Mike McMahon, Big Mignola, Corbin, Mignola, Duncan Fagardo. So you get a good wide variety of stuff. There's a lot of Corbin, so if you like Corbin, it's a good one to pick up as well. And he does draw a mean Hellboy, and Mike Mignola does a bunch too. So it's good. So that's it for this week's The Comic Haul. Thank you for watching. Happy Father's Day. A lot of places are doing sales, so go to your local comic book store, get something for Dad or for yourself if he's a comic fan or whatever. Check out, there's some good stuff. I just showed you some good stuff there. If there's some stuff you want to start, off with, I got a bunch of #1s in there that you can start off right away. It's a good place to jump on right there. Next week, New Comic Book Day is on my birthday, which is great. So I'll be doing a episode of the Comic Haul sometime around my birthday. Might necessarily be on my birthday, but we'll see. Maybe I'll try hard to make sure I get it done on my birthday, because I will be buying my comics probably on my birthday with some birthday money I'll be getting. So without further ado, I'll say have a great weekend. Enjoy your last days of school. If it's your kids' last days of school, summer officially begins for them. And also, have a good Father's Day. And my birthday's in 5 days.